Hello, so in this video I'll be explaining how to take derivative of functions using the product rule. So, product rule. So the product rule basically states that when you multiply two functions together to find the derivative, you take derivative of the first part of the function times it by the second plus the first part of the function times the derivative of the second part. So let's just put that in writing. When you have two functions being multiplied together, such as f of x times g of x, you take the derivative of the first part being f of x, take the derivative of the first part, you times it by the second part. I don't know why I put that parentheses there, but whatever. Plus the first part, f of x, and times it by the derivative of the second part. So g prime of x. So that's essentially the formula for the product rule. Alright, so let's get into some examples. That line wasn't straight at all. Alright, so number one. Let's say, for example, you have problems stating take the derivative of x squared times x cubed plus 4. So in this case, you can see that you have two functions being multiplied. This being the first part, this being the second part. So what I usually would do is start off by labeling. So label the first part as f of x. Label the second part as g of x. Just so no confusion comes about when doing the problem. Alright, so the formula states you take the derivative of the first part. So derivative of the first part is 2x. Derivative of x squared is 2x. Times the second part. The second part of the function is simply x cubed plus 4. Plus, according to the product rule, plus the first part of the function, which is x squared, times the derivative of the second part of the function. The second part of the function is x cubed plus 4. The derivative of the second part of the function will be 3x squared. Derivative of a constant is 0, so that will be the derivative of the second part of the function. And this will be your answer. Should essentially be your answer. You can further simplify this answer by distributing the 2x into this, or the x squared into that. Yeah, let's go about doing that. If you distribute 2x into this part of the function, you'll get 2x to the fourth power plus 8x. Distribute the 2x, or multiply 2x by 3x squared, you'll get 3x to the fourth power. So as you can see there, you have like terms of 2x to the fourth and 3x to the fourth. So you can just combine these like terms, or just put the equal sign. Combine the like terms, and your final answer would be 5x to the fourth plus 8x. And this is your answer, simplified, or yeah. All right, let's do another example. That's kind of messy. I don't know. My handwriting isn't so good. Okay, another example. All right, let's say you have a function that says y equals sine of x times x cubed plus x. As you can see, once again, these are two functions being multiplied by each other. Start off by labeling f of x, the first part, g of x, the second part. First part, second part. All right, so don't mind the noise in the background, please. So, you take derivative of the first part. So derivative of sine of x is cosine of x. Can we agree on that? Yes, I believe that's true. One thing I definitely learned this semester. And you leave the second part, which is x cubed plus x, plus leave the first part, which is sine of x, multiply it by the derivative of the second part, which is 3x squared plus 1. That's your answer. That is your answer. Should we do a third problem? Sure. Let's see if I can come up with one. Let's say, oh, I forgot to include the y prime equals up here. Y prime equals. That's just to show that this answer is the derivative of this original function. Alright, so a third one. Let's see. X to the fourth plus 2x squared times 5x squared plus 3x cubed. Okay. Once again, as you can see, you have two separate functions being multiplied with each other. So this, in this case, once again, you go about starting off by labeling each function. So this entire part will be considered f of x. This entire part will be considered g of x. So you go about taking derivative the same way. Find the derivative of the first part, leave the second part, leave the first part, find the derivative of the second part. So, derivative of this whole function here will be 4x cubed plus 4x. Leave the second part, which is 5x squared plus 3x cubed plus, I'm just shoot it down here because I'm not gonna have enough space to finish on the corner. Plus, leave the first part, x to the fourth plus 2x squared times the derivative of the second part, 10x plus 9x squared. So let's just, that's what I got. Let's just write it on a separate sheet of paper just to clarify. 4x cubed plus 4x times 5x squared plus 3x cubed plus x to the fourth plus 2x squared times 10x plus 9x squared. Ah, can you see that? My handwriting clearly isn't that good, but yeah, that's the product rule, and that's the answer for the third example.